Hello, fellow drinkers at the Jolly Heretic. Resident Poet here. Hope you're all well, and I hope you all had wonderful New Year's. In fact, here is a poem on that very subject. It's New Year again, don't you know it? I've just drunk a small glass of Moet. Happy New Year, don't drink too much beer, from the Heretic's resident poet. So hopefully you enjoyed that. And I'm sure most of you managed to catch Ed's stream last night on the rather interesting subject of the Roman Catholic sacrament of confession. I very much enjoyed it, and here is my poem on that. Tonight you will see us address the perennial urge to confess. Folk troop to the church, they're clearly in search. For what, though, is anyone's guess. So hopefully you enjoyed that. And speaking of confession, it did remind me of the old, rather funny story about the young Irish teenage lad who goes off to his local church to confess his sins. And he climbs into the confessional box and says to the priest, "Father, I've got a terrible sin to confess. I've been with a loose woman." And the priest says, "You're absolutely right, son. That's a grave sin. Now I'm going to ask you who she is, and you must be honest with me now." And the lad says, "Okay." And the priest says, "Was it Kathleen O'Shaughnessy?" And the teenager says, "No, it wasn't." And the priest says, "Was it Lisa Murphy?" And the teenager says, "No, Father, it wasn't." And the priest says, "One last chance. Was it Mary O'Reilly?" And the teenager says, "I'm sorry, Father, I cannot say." And the priest says, "Well, you've done well to be honest and true to your convictions, but you still have to atone now, right? I understand you're an altar boy. For this sin, you're not allowed to serve at Mass for the next 4 months. All right, now on your way and be off with you." And then, so the teenager, he leaves the church and he ends up meeting up with his friend. And his friend says to him, "So what happened when you went to confession, like? Did you have much of a penance?" And the lad says, "No, actually, it was great. I got 4 months holiday and 3 great leads." So hopefully you enjoyed that rather old story, which is probably older than the sacrament of confession itself. If you did, please like and subscribe. Thank you very much for watching, and I'm sure we'll see each other very soon. Goodbye.